about this Christmas. There is just one thing I need.
And
Don't care about presents underneath the Christmas tree. $5 somewhere.
It's like a little bit of a vibrato at the beginning. Somewhere.
Alright. Why are you walking around with a DC?
Sometimes you just gotta walk around with the DC. Just gotta let them know that you're like that.
This is your breakfast DC.
Yeah, this is the one for Brecky. When we go to McDonald's to get the cactus plant flea market meal or whatever it is, which is just a Big Mac in a cool box, I guess. I'm gonna get the lunch DC, and then I'll probably end up getting a dinner DC.
Mm-hmm. Is that gonna be before or after the gym?
Maybe a dessert DC. Oh, and then I'm bringing DC to the gym too. That's like pre-workout.
If you bring a, I'm gonna personally go to whoever gave you your membership and ask them to revoke it.
You made me waste the DC. Anyways. Welcome to Benched, everybody. Why are you copying me? Look at that. Fuck off. I'm too tired for this shit.
Now go ahead and get through your intro.
So essentially, what am I supposed to intro with? I don't know what we're going to talk about today.
Oh, shit. Yeah. My fault. I will just say, took me 50 fucking episodes to realize this, but the thing about recording on these fucking Tuesdays is by the time the episodes come out and by the time I start rolling out TikToks, whatever we talk about has gone so fucking stale.
Yeah.
And everything that I have on the list today has already aged a day or two. So,
I mean, I was gonna hard cut to one topic.
without further ado, Ned Fulmer cheated. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Okay.
Yeah. They did just release their video kind of regarding it. I guess if we want to take like a minute to talk about it.
No, I haven't seen it.
Essentially, the three of them are sitting on a couch.
Did they start with the YouTuber side?
No, but I'm kind of like surprised that they didn't, because it felt like it was gonna be one of those.
Mm-hmm. Was it meant to feel like unscripted or like?
It was very scripted, and they kind of pointed that out. They're like, there are a lot of legal issues right now, so I know that this kind of feels like a very vague response, but we will try to get out more information as soon as possible. You had Eugene, you had I forget the like shorter dude with glasses. Zach. Keith. That's how they're all lined up. Keith is very just serious, straight to the point. He's like telling all the facts about everything. Zach is very emotional. He's like on the brink of tears. He's like, this is a person that we've built this channel with for 8 years now. Like this is something that we've been working on forever. And, I feel like we've lost a friend and da-da-da-da-da. And Eugene, drippiest fit ever. All black.
As per usual, let's be honest.
Bro looked like he was pulling up to a wedding where he killed the person. And the entire time he looked like visibly pissed. Like, it was like scary type shit. Like, bro was just like dead eyeing the camera. Oh my God. Did you hear that?
Was that a pop?
That was my hip. That shit hurt so bad.
You old man.
Dude, I'm going to have a hip replacement before I'm 30. I'm putting money on that. No, but he's sitting like this the whole time. And he's just like, and when he does speak, he's like, we are incredibly frustrated and we feel betrayed.
Yeah.
We feel upset, angry, and then he like stops himself. He's like, "There's a lot to process right now, and we'll get out stuff as soon as possible."
Yeah.
They kind of explained how they quickly were trying to get Ned off of their merch stores. They're like skimming through old videos and trying to remove him from the videos. Like they're
essentially erase him. That's cool.
Down, all the way. Just get rid of him from the brand.
Nice.
And they did say that they had some brand deal stuff that involved him that they are still going to have to release because contractual agreements.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they said if that seems weird, just know that that's why.
Yeah, we're just trying to get our bag.
Yeah. So it definitely is weird. It was a very short, quick response. They handled it well. But it really did kind of give you just like in their body language how they're kind of reacting to this.
Yeah. I don't think it needed to be dragged out.
Because I think if they came out and they just started dragging him too, I think that would have been.
I'm sorry, I just realized Cam's set up.
He's got the
It looks
extra
like a
angle.
boom mic, but it's straight up another angle.
Yeah. No, that's gonna be sick. I'm waiting to check that out. Essentially, I think that if they came out and just immediately were like, we're gonna drag him in this first response video.
Yeah.
I think it maybe would have been taken bad, especially just because of how soon and, like I said, they have legal issues that they're having to deal with all this. So I'm kind of glad that they handle it in a short way. And other than that, I think that this is going to be just like a stale topic that, eventually I think everybody will move on. I think people already kind of have.
I will say, I do kind of want to be the Try Guys for Halloween now. Like, I only need 2 other people.
I mean, I can't be Keith because I'm too fucking short.
Yeah. But
Do we have a tall friend?
do we have a tall friend? I mean, I feel like I have to be Eugene for obvious reasons.
I mean, I guess.
I thought you were gonna be like, "'Cause you're gay," or something. Thank you for not.
No,
But you can't be Zach because.
I'm definitely not gonna be Ned.
Yeah.
I show up just.
Wait, who? I'm treating it the sort of same way that I treat Good Luck Charlie, where Bob was a single father who raised 5 kids.
Yeah,
You know
for
what I mean?
sure.
Yeah.
Amy who? Amy what?
Yeah. But yeah, you can't. I feel like you have to be Keith unless we could find a taller friend because Keith is. Zach is like the shortest of the bunch, right?
As long
It's
as
not
we
you.
can find a white dude shorter than me that could do Zach, like, then relatively I'll be the tallest friend.
Yeah.
So then I could be. Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Could you handle like parting your hair the same way he does?
I think it would kill me a little bit inside. He also has a like really long face, so like I think that I would just like visually not match that well. But I mean, I could try. I'll do the glasses. I'll get some like dollar store like cheapo glasses.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I think his look isn't that hard to.
I could
to
literally go to a
achieve.
thrift and just get like a plaid shirt and wear my khakis.
Yeah.
He's got a very like dad look.
Yeah. What is he known for? Like eating food. He's known for like eating all the menu items from places. He's not known for chewing on his Gorp jacket. Yeah.
Gorp stands for good old raisins and peanuts. This shit does not taste like trail mix.
Why are you just gnawing on that shit?
It was just in my face, I have.
You put it there.
I'm not gonna finish that sentence. Just like, Apparently. That's what I saw on TikTok, so I don't know if that's true, but I think that's what it is because it's like a hiking thing.
I get it, but I was like, really?
Like
No, when I first heard
Gorpcore,
that, yeah.
and you think of like, because people kind of have taken Gorpcore into like a tech wear, like side shoot. So like when I think of it, I think very like techie clothes that you could use for hiking. And then when it's called good old raisins and peanuts, that's fucking like, it's definitely like jarring.
It's kind of hard, no cap.
Yeah, actually. I heard somebody like,
It's ironically good.
yeah, I think this isn't like a real fashion thing, but like Hassan was critiquing Kanye's thing, which I did want to get into. And he was calling it AmeriCorps, and I don't think anybody's ever like, I don't think I've ever heard somebody refer to that as that, but just like making fun of like American culture through fashion. Especially since we have Bloatcore, which is doing that for British people. I think that like AmeriCorps is kind of like a funny term. They're like, it's just like what you would see like vintage tees and like Harley Davidson tees and like racing tees.
A lot of tees.
Yeah, jeans, flannels, that kind of stuff.
The most standard, bare bones, just makes sense.
I was like, that's kind of a funny term, and I think that that should be a thing. There wasn't, before we get into the Kanye thing, there was another fashion show, and if I can remember the name, I'll try to put it up on the screen. If not, you can just like vaguely Google what I'm talking about.
Was it the TikTok you sent me?
It was about the person who kind of did like a critique of white America, like coming there as an immigrant.
Yeah. This is what it looks like to be through their eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a really sick runway show where that AmeriCorps is kind of how I would explain it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like a bunch of like white, like rednecky kind of looking models. Like visually, the image that I described, like all these fits, was like high end, like trailer trash. Because it was very like, the ripped up jeans with like cut off biker tees and stuff like that. Like there's a dude you like walk in and see at 7-Eleven, and it would have like stuff on the jeans where it says like racist or like
a homophobe belt.
Homophobe belt was crazy. Yeah. It sounds crazy out of context, but it was actually a really well done fashion show, kind of critiquing like, I think also just like the outright like bigotry that we've been seeing, especially in the past like,
since a certain someone came into office.
I mean, even a little bit beforehand. I think definitely Trump like made them more vocal.
Mm-hmm.
I think that maybe around the time Obama came into office, I think that's when a lot of them started to like form like hate groups. And I think that Trump was just like the voice for them.
Mm-hmm.
This is like kind of making fun of how just outright bigoted it is.
They wear it on their sleeve, and now they wear it on their sleeve.
Literally, yeah. It was it was a banger show. I haven't watched enough of it. Like, I just saw, like, the clip notes and, like, the TikTok thing. And I did see a bunch of the looks. But I do want to, like, go through and actually, like, read what the dude said about it, word for word, like, what the program said.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, the dude announced that was his last show because it was such a, like, bold show to do.
I was going to say, yeah, he went out with a bang, huh?
Because fashion industry as a whole is a very, like, predominantly white industry. So to have a very, like, open, honest critique like that is a very bold move to do. And I do think that it was really important for them to do it that way. And I hope it does kind of go down as something, like, that people look back at and kind of, like, respect. And
right. I think it'll age well.
Yeah. Because then the antithesis is Kanye's pop-up runway show.
Didn't see that. So.
Oh, you didn't?
I don't think so.
So Fashion Week kind of started off with Kanye walking as a model for the Balenciaga show. It looked kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like his whole aesthetic lately, but just like amplified.
I feel like Balenciaga has become a parody of itself. Like,
Yeah, I think that it's really become like it was supposed to be a parody of like the fashion industry as a whole, and then like you said, I think it kind of became the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a parody of itself by that nature, where it's like it's making fun of the fashion industry, but the fashion industry is following Balenciaga.
Yeah.
Like it's such an elitist thing, and they're making fun of the elitist, but like the elitists are also buying their product and like
it was a
further
bigger
pushing
circle. Now it's just like you're chasing your own tail.
Yeah. Balenciaga is a really interesting brand for that reason. But you know, like I said, the look kind of looked cool because it was Kanye's whole like real dark, like bulky kind of aesthetic right now, but like amplified. So we had these big like. I almost want to say like it kind of looked like a toned down version of that Lil Pump music video where they had the Minecraft fit on.
Yeah, the Roblox.
Like his jacket had like really square shoulder pads that like extended out really far. They had hella pockets. Like he looked like he posted it on Instagram as like a fit pic, which I thought was funny as hell that Kanye's posting like fit pics. Like he's like, yeah, this shit went hard.
Yeah.
But the caption
Hashtag
was
OOTD.
yeah. If Kanye's posting OOTDs, that's crazy. And his caption was literally like war. And I think that kind of summarizes what I thought of his fit, because they had all the models walking through like a runway of just straight mud.
That's okay. I definitely saw a clip. It looked like where people go paintballing. You know.
Definitely. It looked cool.
Like a monster truck rally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then he pops up with his Yeezy Season 9. I think it was 2 days ago. And it was just a little pop-up show in the middle of nowhere. Before I give context, Jaden Smith said that in the middle of the show, he left.
That trash?
He said, if I don't vibe with the message, I'm out. He said, sorry, I had to leave. Kanye pulled up. Well, first off, he posted a picture with like a bunch of models that I think he was alleging were going to be wearing the clothing.
Okay.
And that included people like Kim Kardashian, his current girlfriend, Lauryn Hill, Rihanna, the Hadids, Emily, I forget how to pronounce her name, Ratajkowski or whatever.
Gibby's girlfriend.
Yes. And a lot of them didn't show, especially some of the white models, because the outfits he was trying to have everybody wear were White Lives Matter tees.
Ain't no way.
And he pulled up rocking the White Lives Matter merch.
I missed this?
With Candace Owens.
Sorry.
Kanye has done... The immediate meme is like Kanye fans trying to defend this one right now.
Yeah.
And it's like them scrambling to be like, no, but you hear me out, because like you guys just don't understand the genius behind Kanye. Because you see, like the textures and the way that the colors they just like are trying to find a way to justify this.
Nah.
People are like commenting like, wait till the like white Kanye fans are rocking the White Lives Matter merch. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like,
Jesus Christ.
He tried something like this before, like back in the whole when that
Slavery
MTV
was
clip.
a choice.
Yeah, the MTV clip, or not MTV, TMZ clip. He would go out wearing like a bomber jacket that had a Confederate flag on it, and he would say like, I'm trying to reclaim this shit, like they don't own that, you know. And even though at the time it was like controversial and still kind of corny, I think it was a little bit newer of a concept to just be like, yeah, like, I'm going to try and own this now. Like, it was something that he hadn't done before and other people hadn't really thought of doing at that time. This one, I don't think works as well, because last time he was coming off of the Kanye that, you know, people still thought of as, like, you know, George Bush doesn't care about black people after Katrina and whatnot. Like, saying that on the news, calling out the president.
Yeah.
And even though he had said the weird TMZ shit, I think some people were like, maybe, like, he's just on a weird little note, you know?
Yeah.
Like, let's
Maybe
just...
he didn't take his meds.
Yeah, it was at the beginning of everything. So I think that people kind of let it slide. I think after a few years, a good 4 to 5 years of this, like, Republican Kanye run.
Oh, this is just how he is, yeah.
I don't think that the White Lives Matter tee is ironic. So it's not like a crazy statement, especially if he's bringing out Candace Owens. Because if it was some ironic twist, that makes Candace Owens look like a dumbass. Because you would be making fun of her, I assume.
Yeah.
I think it's just clear that, like, he was trying to do some, like, Reddit humor, like, trying to be edgy, and just be a contrarian. And it's just incredibly corny. Jaden Smith, like I said, was not the only one who was just like, nah, I saw that shit and I had to leave. That was dumb as fuck.
Okay, so that's why I saw a screenshot of that tweet. If I don't fuck with the message, I'm out. And then right after, it was like, he tweeted like Black Lives Matter or something. Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Because then also, like I said, it was like a no shit moment that... I'm going to give it a second.
Censorship. It's trying to block you out.
Honestly, the woke media does not want me to speak my mind. Yeah, the woke aerospace industry. A bit
Welcome
big
to
arrow
airlines.
But it was like a no shit moment that obviously his white models didn't show up, because I'm sure that if their agents saw them rocking the White Lives Matter tees at a fashion show,
yeah,
you know how quick like that turns around on them. Like, there's no context where they could be like, yeah, you know what, they still kind of made a bag. Because with this Bella Hadid show, because I guess we're running down all the Fashion Week stuff, this obviously isn't on the same level, but like, people are quick to say like, yeah, this was kind of cool in concept, but like something similar had been done before this, and to some people they thought it was a little corny, because although it's cool, not like really all that practical and not even all that original. Where they had the little spray on dress.
Yeah, that's...
There was like I think it was either Margiela or Rick Owens. I think it was Margiela. I have a hard time differentiating the two because I'm still kind of a fashion normie. But I think it was a Margiela show where a girl walks out in this big white gown, and then she stands on this like plate, and the plate just starts spinning, and then like these like robots start like spray painting the dress up and down, and she's like reacting crazy. And it was very different at the time. It was one of those like really well renowned shows because of how unique it was. And this felt like the diet version of that, where it was like, it was very cool, but like they had seen something similar in concept. And it kind of felt like like it's a gimmicky thing. Like, oh, hey, we found this texture that like you can spray on a dress. And we got Bella Hadid to be naked for it. And like, this is going to get crazy Twitter clicks.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool, but I also see the criticism is the point. And I think the problem with that is that immediately people are like, well, even if it's corny, you know, Bella Hadid just got paid and did this thing and it's a moment for her or whatever, you know, people are going to remember this because it's her.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wants to be associated with this Kanye show, you know? It was really rough. It was pretty rough.
You wouldn't rock that shirt?
Absolutely not. I do know that all those Kanye fans are going to be like, look, I don't like it. However, I do think that there's some resale in it. Hear me out. I bought it to resell. And I just haven't been able to resell it yet. So yeah, I tried it on to see how it fit.
Oh no.
There's other jokes where I was like,
taking it.
I always liked that Kanye feller, and it's like a Facebook group of like trucker white dudes.
Yeah. I always knew he had something going for him.
Yeah, no. If we can get rednecks and some Yeezy Gap, like,
Oh,
it's not even Yeezy Gap ananymore. You canceled that shit.
the worst timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I swear.
Yeah.
It's like,
What happened?
it really is weird. Like, I think if you woke somebody up from a coma, like, and they've been in a coma since like 2008, and you woke them up right now, and they were like, "What's Kanye doing?" Oh my god, they'd lose their shit.
Yo, graduation just dropped.
What? Yo, did graduation come out yet? Oh, you have something coming. It's just, yeah, it was a trip. So Fashion Week, I think it's still going on. I'm not too sure. Because I think it literally just
Still?
started over the weekend or something.
Oh, damn. Damn.
Or at least the big ones just happened at the end of this week, so.
Fashion weeks.
Yeah. It's funny because the last time we were here, if anybody can notice, it's
What do you
pretty
mean?
familiar. Oh yeah, this is a completely new location.
This is a green screen.
But yeah, for sure. To break the fourth wall though, we did our Met Gala episode, and now we're doing Fashion Week.
Yeah.
It's interesting how that plays out.
Oh, yeah. I didn't connect that, yeah.
So on from Bella Hadid being naked to somebody else that you found out being naked
Yeah.
on OnlyFans.
Rachel Dolezal has an OnlyFans. And I saw her upper torso. And...
You want to give a quick refresh on who Rachel Dolezal is?
Huh?
You want to give a quick refresh to any listeners who don't know who Rachel Dolezal is?
So she is a transracial woman, which in layman's terms is a white woman cosplaying as a black woman. And I unfortunately hopped on Twitter one day and on the timeline was her upper torso just exposed with the biggest smile on her face. So I immediately text you that I just saw what I saw, and I'm thinking about
Ending it all.
So I try to give you a fair warning, just to...
You know the problem with that though is, although I appreciate the fair warning,
It awoke something in you, yeah.
it's a curiosity killed the cat moment. You know, I think that when people tell me like, oh hey, like,
Whatever you do,
be sure to avoid this.
Yeah.
My worst tendency is just like, yeah, honestly, I don't think I want to see that. Where did you find it at?
Damn.
Where's the link?
Ew.
Where's the link so I know how I can avoid it?
Yeah. Right, so now I know where not to go, yeah.
So like I said, curiosity killed the cat, and I also happened to hop onto Twitter. I'm very new to Twitter, so it's interesting seeing how things just happen to appear that way.
Yeah.
You know, things just pop up, and
It's not really monitored the way other socials are, which I think
yeah.
is a good thing to have a place like that.
Yeah, I've been getting used to Reddit, and I think I still kind of prefer Reddit. I know that sounds dorky as fuck, but like, I don't know, like Reddit's like, even he was like, it's just like, I kind of prefer Reddit actually. Yeah. Reddit's a little bit better. Yeah.
Twitter's something about it. Something about it.
I don't know. I kind of.
I don't blame you, but...
It just sounds dorky as fuck, yeah. Damn. I'm humiliated. I should have just kept my mouth shut.
So I went on Reddit to look up her OnlyFans.
So I was trying to look up
Rachel Dolezal.
Oh my god. I went on Reddit and saw Rachel Dolezal pleasing herself.
I forgot you saw a video.
Yeah, that was as much as that was like trying to joke it off. That was the tragic part. I didn't get
Joke it off, huh?
I didn't get graced as lucky as you did, where you just saw the upper torso. I saw full frontal with an action shot, and no, yeah, right after this happened, there was a dude on TikTok talking about like seeing a video of people playing soccer with a dude's head. And usually that would trigger the curiosity again where I'm like, that sounds awful. I should go watch that.
No, you had to take a break, huh?
This time I was like, no, I don't think I want to.
Yeah.
It really made me learn something.
Restraint. Yeah.
Yeah. It really made me learn to just take a chill pill. Like you've seen enough.
It broke you down.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad I'm sorry it had to come to that, but I'm glad that the result happened, you know?
Yeah. It made me go touch some grass, and I think it also made me want to switch to Twitter. Just like this episode did, because I will never mention that. Like, oh yeah, I love Reddit. Yeah. Like, I'm just saying that like, I feel like Reddit and Twitter are like fairly similar. Mm-hmm. I think the difference is just like in Reddit you can follow like a sub pocket of people instead of following individual accounts.
Yeah.
And you know, Twitter's different in that way, where like you just follow like specific funny people or interesting people. Mm-hmm. I kind of like just being able to follow a topic.
Well, you can follow topics on Twitter.
Oh,
like,
okay.
And have it be like when you make a Twitter account, they ask you what you're interested in, and then they'll feed you those things.
Yeah, I guess they were kind of mid though. They were like, oh hey, like what are you interested in? Sports. Entertainment, pop culture. What does that mean?
From there, it breaks
down and all that, but yeah, I just haven't taken the time to fix my Twitter recommended stuff.
Yeah, you're just having fun with all these kind strangers, huh?
Yeah.
Thanks for the gold.
Damn.
That's the nerdiest thing you've ever said.
No, I actually kind of like Reddit. I'm never speaking again.
Oh my god.
Like, all right, that was vintage.
Yeah, honestly, that's a wrap for this week.
Oh my god, yeah.
I
mean, okay, yeah, we can move on so you can try to recuperate.
That was all. That was it. We just had to make fun of me for being a Redditor while talking about Rachel Dolezal's tits. So, and I'm drinking a Diet Coke. Like, it just doesn't help. Like, I'm building a brand for myself, and it's not what I want it to be.
Yeah. You should rock a fedora next. You fucking fucking incel.
You like my hat?
Yeah.
These people at this party don't know that I have 40,000 Reddit karma. They don't know that I have 30 awards in r/libs of TikTok. I don't know. I think r/libs of TikTok is bad. Like,
they don't know I'm a moderator on r/Rachel Dolezal.
They don't know that I'm a moderator on 3 different OnlyFans modeled Reddit pages. They made me a moderator because I'm the top donor.
Yeah.
I get my paycheck
to my comments.
I get my paycheck from Walmart, and then I put half of it straight into Lena the Plug's tip donations. So now I'm a moderator. They said that I might be able to get a Skype call with Adam22.
Oh no! Not even Lena. Lena's
doing
boy.
it to get to the. They said I could be on No Jumpo. I don't think that a Redditor would be even that interested in anything like hip hop adjacent either. So I can't even make that joke. I feel like it's like I donated to
You have a lot of weird intersections.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like I make a joke and then realize that it's like crossing two communities, so like the joke isn't as coherent as I
But
thought.
you somehow are like mildly like involved in both.
Yeah. All right, so like let's get away from porn preferences on the podcast. Just as a side note, there will be times where like, you know, I feel like we've gotten to know each other pretty well. You know, we've talked about things. But one of the most uncomfortable experiences is like knowing a friend for a while and then just getting information that you didn't expect or know that you would get from them. And that came in the form of porn. There have just been a few times where we've like accidentally like slipped and shared some like sexual preferences or whatever it may be. And it's just like this awkward moment of like, oh, same. And then we just like look at each other and we're like, damn. And then just like don't talk for 5 minutes.
Why are you saying this on camera?
Honestly, what haven't I shared on this podcast? So like if you have any friends and you just want to have like a weird experience, just mention that. And I'm not recommending this at all because it depends on the friend, obviously, and the situation.
I really like Reddit.
No. I just wanted to mention how uncomfortable of a topic that is.
Cool. Yeah, bring it up and never speak of it again, please.
I think after seeing like Rhett and Link get really open sexually on their little thing.
Yeah.
I think that it was just a funny topic to bring up because watching them say that is how uncomfortable it feels when you're experiencing it too.
Yeah.
Because even they made jokes after the fact where they're like, damn, I overshared on the internet.
No, the way they talk about their wives, like, just openly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, something about it.
But as you
like,
all know now.
They openly make sex jokes. And, like, I see them as, like, essentially internet father figures.
Somebody made a joke that they're probably swingers.
Yep. And you sent me that, and I've hated you ever since. Because
I think you hated me long before that. That was not the thing that set you over the edge. Like,
but
no, that visual is just like, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah. Like they've done like this thing called Good Mythical Evening.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing to.
R-rated version of their show. And I guess there was a clip out there of Rhett talking about cunnilingus.
Yeah. We have confirmed that Rhett and Link are certified munches. They are joining the Proud Munch community. Again, I have to remember who our audience is. Yeah, so they put it out there. And you know, they were talking about it and how they...
Hi, people who know us.
how they thoroughly enjoy doing what they do. I may have to put like a tag at the in the title of this episode. Be like, don't watch it if you're family. Like maybe that'll be the title this week. Yeah. And
I mean, good for them and their wives, I guess.
yeah. They had good advice, solid advice for the homies out there. It just it was just shocking. It was a little thrown off, you know.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate that you're saying this because, you know, it's cool to have some confirmation that the munch community is a lot bigger than we thought it was. And
I'm gonna let you take this one. Go ahead.
No, all jokes aside, though, it is just weird because, like you said, they are like these are dudes that I watched. I watched GMM before middle school every day. Mm-hmm. Like it would be 6th grade. I wake up early in the morning. New episode dropped. I'm watching it while eating breakfast.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I still do.
Mm.
Yeah, they had Cookie Monster on their show.
Yeah, I still need
and
to go back.
That's a huge deal. Because he's like all the Sesame Street characters are pretty exclusive
Yeah.
what they do, and you can't have a fake like legally.
Mm.
So they got Cookie Monster on, and then they're talking about eating out their wives.
Yeah.
2 seconds later.
I do think that's why I kind of appreciate Ear Biscuits and their and the Good Mythical Evening thing as like a broader like takeaway, because I think the Good
I
Mythical Morning
considered
is...
buying a ticket for
Me too.
Good Mythical Evening.
I've been thinking about doing some of the Moment House shows. Like TMG did theirs. I thought that would be funny to watch. You know, like you said, Good Mythical Evening. I think it's a really good like platform for not just like podcaster adjacent or like broadcast type people, but just in general to have like a live show that you can have people pay for up front.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, just doing a Twitch stream where, you know, you hope people show up and, you know, you create some buzz around it. I think it's a really cool concept. I like that it's given back to those creators a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think those creators know how to make it worth it.
Yeah.
Know?
They're generally not just doing it like a Twitch stream. They'll put more effort into the production and all that.
Right.
So,
but how have you been?
oh yeah.
This is where we start the episode.
Yeah, we started straight from Fashion Week and Kanye to Rachel Dolezal's tits to our porn preferences to the beginning of what we should be talking about. I have been severely struggling with school. Like, but what's new?
Yeah.
I only have 2 classes this semester, but I'm actually going on campus for the first time in a while. And it's been all right. It's just that, like, one of the classes specifically, I am taking an accounting class, and this is, like, the second one. The prerequisite for it, I failed 3 times. So that was fun. You know, a nice little bag wasted. And now I'm taking the sequel to that, you know, the fucking accounting 2. And
there's more?
Barely. And this one's not that bad. Managerial accounting is like easy as fuck now. Cool. Because I took financial accounting so much. I'll tell people, like, in middle school, I struggled with algebra a little bit. And I took pre-algebra twice because it was like the advanced class one year and then the next year it was the standard class, so I got bumped down.
Yeah.
So I technically retook it. And since then, my fundamentals in algebra have been so good that, like, when I took algebra 1, algebra 2, I took calculus, statistics, chemistry. Statistics isn't really an algebra-based thing, but all those other algebra adjacent ones, I was just solid at. So I think that now that I've taken this financial class so many times, I have a better, just like, solid foundation. And I'm not trying to get too boring into it, but it is one of those things where, like, repetition and not trying to, like, force yourself to go super quick and remember on a week-to-week basis. Like,
I'm glad to hear it's going well, but it's 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times was fucking brutal.
Bag wasted.
The first time, it was because I dropped the class. Like, I dropped the class before the deadline, so we didn't really consider fail, but it was like a, you know, I still ended up having to pay.
Yeah.
The second time, I failed just barely. And then the third time is when I barely passed, is what I think I'm meant to say. I just scraped by because I thought that I was doing better than I was, and then, like, the last day of the class, he was like, "Oh, hey, be sure, like, when you go into Canvas, that you uncheck this box that you see your real score." And I was like, "Real score?" Because in my app it said I had like an 82, so I was like, "Okay, shit, I'm fine."
Yeah.
I go to hit that little box and it was like 68, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And it's the last day.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Hey, professor, is there anything I can do to, like, bring up my grade last minute?" He was like, "Redo these 3 assignments. You can bump up your grade like 3 points." And I was like, "Okay, sick." And that's how I got by. So now I'm taking the second one. I'm doing fine in it. But then I'm taking principles of management. And, like, going in person made me realize how much I hate business majors. Like, they are the worst people. they are the most annoying people.
Yeah.
They're not all bad, but what I'm trying to say is, like, the attitude around, like, business mindsets and, like, it's always, like, that entrepreneurial, like, yeah, man, we should hang out sometime, you know, like, network and da-da-da-da-da, and, like,
Yeah.
we mentioned, I think before, either last week or maybe I haven't, and I've just talked to you in private about it, but, like, this Brad dude on TikTok.
Yeah, I haven't brought him up
Okay.
on the pod.
I kind of liked him, but I think the reason I'm starting to not like him is because he kind of is that same way where he's like, he was the dude on TikTok where he's like, be an academic weapon, and he walks to like the front of a 700 person lecture and he just sits in the front row and he's like, we're sitting front row, we got the notes out, let's go, academic weapon. And I just thought it was like so absurd that I kind of thought it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
But like now that he's gaining traction and like has his own like brand identity and he's like doing the social media shit, I just realized like he's every business major that I know right now.
Yeah, and I've said this to you in private, but I never really understood why you found him endearing in the first place when I've heard you complain time and time again about business majors.
Mm-hmm. Or people with that entrepreneurial like fake deep mindset or whatever.
And then I look at him and I'm like, this is the same motherfucker he was complaining about 2 seconds earlier.
I think the reason that I gave him more credit, and this is a very low bar.
Because he was funny?
It was halfway funny because of the absurdity of it. But I think also, like, I was just terrified that, like, this is another Andrew Tate or this is another Sneeko. And genuinely, I do think that he is... These people like Sneeko, Andrew Tate, they would use, like, the scapegoat of, like, we're just trying to give confidence to young men and da-da-da-da-da. And we're trying to be positive for young men and da-da-da-da-da.
Mm.
I think that's a bullshit argument. But if you want somebody to use as an example of somebody who's actually trying to do that, I was scared of it at first, but I do genuinely think that this dude is like somebody who is doing that in a positive way and is not like trying to put down other people in order to achieve that goal. So I think that's why I kind of gave him a little bit of a pass, because I'm like, okay, his message is fairly simple. He's like, get ahead in school, you know, don't fuck around and like slack off.
Sure.
And it's a very generic businessy mindset. But I think after the fallout of everything that happened with the Manosphere stuff, to have somebody kind of have that same brand identity but actually be genuinely positive, I thought was like a net positive. Like, I think that it's kind of gotten old with me now, like the joke of it.
Yeah.
But I can't necessarily hate on it either, because I just... It may be corny at times, but I do think that overall it's a net good that he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
However, that's how I get into the... Like I said, it still just irks me, though, because I just feel like he's just a business major that is, like, overly confident and, like, enthusiastic. And now that part is starting to creep through to me a little bit more. And I already see that on a day-to-day basis, where it's, like... It's not in, like, a respectable way. It's, like, in an annoying way where, like, they feel kind of preachy.
I was telling you, man, all the signs were there.
Yeah.
I don't... You did this to yourself.
So, yeah, going in class in person... that's what I realized. Like, everybody I'm talking to, they're like, it's like a dude who's getting his degree while also like managing the nice fancy hotel downtown. It's the dude getting a degree, but he also owns a construction company, and he's talking about like how he has to be hard on his workers and da-da-da-da-da, and it's like, no, you're just a bad boss.
Yeah.
There's other people in there that, you know, like stock traders, all this kind of stuff, like where it's like the crypto bro mindset. They're trying to push like crypto and other like market things that most people don't understand, so they're obviously going to probably get scammed off of it. It's just like, it's all the people that I generally like hate the most on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like after seeing so many TikToks of like landlord slander, to then have like a realtor sit next to me in class, I'm like, oh, fuck. Because I have to keep the same energy, you know? I'm not going to get this degree and then be like... So anyways, Colin and Devin LLC is starting a new brand, and like, we're not doing that. It's just like, it irks me.
Yeah.
I don't like the corporate shit. That sounded like a...
I'm good too.
We be scared of bugs. I don't know if y'all know this yet. If you guys are new to the show, we've had quite a few episodes where like a bug zips by us and we're just screaming like little babies.
Mm.
So anyways,
I'm good
how was your
too.
week? Yeah.
I consumed a lot of media, like a lot.
I consumed a lot of meat. That's it. Yeah. Just leave it there.
Hella meat.
Hella meat, yeah.
I'm like bold statement.
Yeah. I just
Speak your truth.
I don't know what to tell you. Like I just
Ate a lot of meat, yeah.
Shout out Jeffrey Dahmer. He did. No.
Shout out Jeffrey Dahmer. Is
Ate a lot of.
a foul statement.
Yeah. I did watch that. I did watch the Netflix series on that.
Mm.
I watched that Blonde, that Marilyn Monroe movie,
Okay.
and Smile in theaters.
Yes.
I'll start off with the Dahmer thing because, goddamn,
I haven't seen it, but I have been watching the TikTok slander of true crime and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be the guy that's just like shitting on it just because it's like glorifying.
I will say it was very like mentally like taxing to watch, just due to like, these were real people,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the reason people like a good reason to be shitting on true crime fans is like a lot of them have too much separation and don't really put two and two together that this actually happened.
Like these were real people and not really
Yeah.
like characters.
The first half of the show, the first 5 episodes, I was like sort of just getting through. But the second half really picks up because it stops being less about Jeffrey and his heinous crimes and more about like the victims themselves and sort of like once he's actually in jail and just like shining light on the people who were actually affected and such. It's I think the turning point was episode 6, and that was with one of his victims that it was very much from that person's perspective. And
Okay.
so it's this entire lead up of this he's deaf. It's this deaf black person who is trying to make their way in the world and sort of become an actor or a model. And he actually builds a relationship with Jeffrey
Mm.
that is somewhat normal. Like relationship where they see each other on and off again.
Mm.
And in the end you're like, please let this man go, And of course that doesn't happen. And from there on it sort of follows like his family and other families that were affected and his neighbor, which come to find out was just the neighbor in the show. It wasn't actually like next door neighbor in real life, but it's based on a real person. And sort of
Changed for dramatic effect or like
yeah.
whatever.
Their sort of fight, like legally, and it was just a very taxing show, and it wasn't all that gory per se, which it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Like you saw that fucking lady with the Dahmer earrings.
No.
Oh my god. Yeah, there was a lady who had Jeffrey Dahmer on her earrings, and she was like, "Am I the only one who wishes the show was more gory, or who wishes they showed more of the kills and stuff?"
I think I saw like a TikTok making fun of it.
Yeah.
And it was by that slappable jerk where he was like insufferable like true crime fans, and they're like, honestly, and you guys are gonna think I'm weird for saying this, it's just like it doesn't get to me anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm just kind of
so
like
desensitized.
Yeah, like I'm just desensitized. Like it just like the jump scares don't get me. Like, even the gore, like, kind of. Like, I need a lot of gore. Like, I want to see, like, really vicious shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
the TikTok outreach that this has had, where, like, it's become what it has around, like, kind of glorifying him,
Yeah.
I think is kind of the problem.
I think the show itself did a good job of not making him a redeemable person.
Yeah.
I was going to say character, but it's not a character. They, I think they did a good job shining light on the fact that the victims were mostly failed by the Milwaukee Police Department and the general privilege that a white man can get away with in a black neighborhood, which is where he did a majority of his kills.
Yeah. People talked about, like, how he would walk in his house with, like, essentially, like, a passed out body or something.
Yeah, this was a 14-year-old child that escaped his apartment after he tried to experiment on him, essentially give him like a lobotomy by pouring acid into like his brain. So he makes it out to the curb. The police see this child like half naked, blood coming out the back of his head. And Jeffrey walks up and tells him, like, this is my 19-year-old lover. He just got really drunk. He asked me, he got physically abusive and asked me to go get more liquor. So I just came from the store. This is really embarrassing. You mind if I just bring him back up? They don't ask for any ID or anything. So they don't get the chance to realize that Jeffrey is already a registered sex offender. And he has also sexually assaulted that 14-year-old's brother. Like, legitimately, like, he had already done something to another person in that same family.
Yeah.
And then proceeds to kill this 14-year-old that was, like all his other victims for the most part, failed by the police.
Yeah.
So,
No, I think that it's something that I'll eventually try to watch. I think that it opens up a broader conversation about, like, true crime, and it already kind of has, but or I think that there was, like, a conversation about true crime and, like, the glorification of like real life incidents as, like, a story, especially following the whole what's her name thing, the YouTuber girl that was killed, that her boyfriend.
Oh, I forgot the name, but I know.
It was one of those things where, like, you know, they kind of glorified her story, and it was, like, in the media for forever. It was this wild goose chase, and everybody on TikTok is, like, trying to come up with theories for it.
Yeah.
I think that all this has done is just prove that, like, I think humans are sicker than we think we are. And I think that, like, the fans of these shows don't go into it with the sensitivity that they probably should. Because the artistic intention of maybe making, you know, when Zac Efron did the, what was it? Who did he play? Ted Bundy?
Ted Bundy, yeah.
That was really good.
It was pretty good. And I understood the concept of, you know, Ted Bundy was one of those, like, half attractive dudes, or, like, he was charming in a way.
We'll say they cast really handsome guys to play these ugly motherfuckers.
Yeah, I was gonna say there.
Yeah.
He was not as good as.
He was not.
Yeah.
He was not Zac Efron
Jeff
for
Dahmer.
sure.
He is so. He looks like he enjoys Reddit. He looks.
Yeah.
If you had the choice between Reddit and Twitter,
He's just like me for real. I don't think I want to associate with him though. Nah, but I understand the concept of saying, like, there was some level of, like, charm in some way to them, and, you know, that's why they kind of had, like, a active, like, following base. because people found them attractive in some way.
Yeah.
And I think that then you have an attractive person play the person to kind of play up that idea.
Yeah.
Artistically, I understand that and appreciate that, but I don't think that that's created the effect that they think it has.
Yeah. The
Where
fan edits
I
are
don't
crazy.
because even on a minor level, that's what I'm exactly even on a minor level. In American Psycho, the main character guy is not necessarily a good guy.
Yeah.
But all these
Since
fucking
Christian
crypto
Bale
miners
is so fucking hot.
yeah, all these crypto miners are having like wet dreams about Christian Bale. So they like make him their profile picture and then they put like the little laser eyes or whatever and they're like, I'm going to be just like him. Same thing with Leonardo DiCaprio and Wolf of Wall Street. You know, they're like, I'm going to be that guy.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you don't want to be that guy. Like, these aren't murderers. Did it cut?
Yeah.
Damn.
The battery.
Do you want to switch to the iPhone camera just as a backup?
Did it just now cut?
I had it on 4K fine, so it may have just run up in the heat. I didn't think about that.
I was using your phone, and that storage got full.
Oh, okay. Damn. Well, I guess that we could just kind of like try to wrap up on this topic.
We were like close to an hour anyways.
Okay, sick.
I got a handful of things.
Not even close. I think we were at an hour.
What other things?
The other shit that I watched.
Oh, yeah. I'll just like briefly wrap up the true crime stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can kind of go into those quickly. So, what was I saying beforehand?
Handsome actors.
Yeah, I get where it's coming from, but I think that it didn't have that same effect that they thought it would, where people would understand the horror of having like a pretty dude do something attractive, or like
do something attractive.
do something as horrific as they end up doing on these cameras. Like, I think that it ends up creating this mentality of like, ooh, they're doing bad things, but like they're kind of redeemable because they're hot.
Yeah.
And like people don't go in there with the critical.
Privilege.
Yeah, they don't go in there with the critical thinking of like what's actually happening.
Yeah.
And it creates that opposite effect.
Yeah. It's like, oh damn, he's murdering them. You should murder this put.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
We had to cut to a different camera because we're running out of battery. So
moving on. What was another thing? Oh, Blonde. I finished that last night. Anna de Armas did a really good job. It was the most filmy film I've ever seen.
Really?
It was, yeah, like extremely like abstract shots. Not really. It didn't really feel all that cohesive. Like it, in the sense that it was like a series of like 5 to 10 minute individual like dramatic scenes that were all just pieced together in a timeline.
Yeah.
But they all looked great. But I will say they got a little too experimental in some of those shots because
they're doing the complex sneaker shopping shot where they do like the little spin into a transition.
Now, let me tell you, would you believe me if I said there were shots of Marilyn Monroe getting an abortion, but they did a shot of essentially the inside of her vagina with a doctor's tool going in and opening it up, or a shot of JFK forcing her head down to give him head that lasts like 2.5 minutes.
I'd honestly believe both.
Because both happened.
Okay, cool. Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. And also, like, the use of the word daddy was about 50 times too many.
Just, like, very uncomfortable after a while.
Yeah, because she didn't have a father in her life. And so the way they, like, put that, explain that trauma to us is by having her use that to every lover that she has. It's just she's always calling them daddy, and I could not handle it.
Yeah.
It was 2 hours and 40 minutes.
It's a good reminder that was always kind of a weird term.
Yeah.
Like,
But she's also saying it in her, like, dainty, like, Marilyn Monroe voice. So it's like, yeah, I'm not.
I really thought you were about to sample that.
I was about to say, he's about to reenact this for us? Okay.
I love to listen to it clearly.
Yeah.
Go off.
I guess.
Nah, keep going. What? Yo.
That save was crazy.
I didn't realize what happened. I thought that he just, like, broke.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, is there something
Yeah.
here? I was like,
But
Not a snake.
to boil down her story, it was very much like it was like almost as emotionally and mentally taxing as Dahmer, because it was a story of her like rise of fame and then her decline, and it involves a lot of like sexual exploitation and just like what it took for her to get there was very much uncomfortable.
yeah.
And her real name being Norma Jean, it was sort of that she's a smart person who definitely had a lot of talent, but
These motherfucking
these
planes.
motherfucking planes, man. She just grew very frustrated with the fact that she got there through her looks for the most part, and sexually assaulted like numerous times.
Damn.
Just old Hollywood taking advantage of this poor like girl,
Yeah.
and how it eventually ends with her like overdosing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Brutal.
it was very sad, very sad. On a happier note, I watched Smile in theaters, and
I have to go see this soon.
you do have to go see this. This isn't gonna be like a spoiler review or anything. I was under liquid influences. So that made the viewing experience honestly a lot better.
Yeah.
Because I told you, like, I don't really do horror movies all that much, and this was actually the first horror movie I ever saw in theaters. And it was pretty solid, I will say. The theater experience was nice. We saw it in AMC.
Okay.
And the seats were reclining. That shit was... Never experienced that.
You've never...
Not at AMC. Not at AMC.
Oh, okay.
At our other theater, yes, of course.
Epic.
Yeah. But those influences really took a toll on my psyche, because I'll say I took like 3 bathroom breaks. I had the bladder of an old man.
Damn.
And walking up and down those stairs, I had to like really hone in my whatever motor functions I still had to make sure I wasn't falling over.
Yeah.
And I definitely walked down the hall like the first 2 bathroom breaks thinking like that's where the theater was. It was right at the fucking front. So but
Bummer.
the movie itself was actually pretty solid. I think it was a good mix between like horror and like thriller,
Mm-hmm.
because they are different in some ways. I feel like
Yeah.
it had its good mix. I think the jump scares that were in it felt purposeful. They didn't feel out of place, out of line. The concept itself was kind of, like standard and predictable. I don't really know how to like describe it without telling much,
Yeah. I'll go see it. We'll have a more full depth.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like a cheap horror movie where it's just like jump scare to jump scare.
No, not at all. It was actually pretty good. Like, I generally am not a fan of a lot of horror movies. It's no Hereditary,
Hmm.
but I think it was a fun watch, and I think you'll enjoy it. You know. You should be under some influence when you watch, though. It will make it better.
I'll try to make that happen.
Yeah.
I am 21 now. I don't know if I think we kind of mentioned that, but
Yeah.
that was a weird experience being able to go in and buy alcohol, and
Yeah.
just feeling kind of awkward about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll make that happen. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of giggling happened at like supposed to be serious scenes.
Yeah.
It was just like, why you look like that? You know, before he does something like horrific.
Yeah.
You know.
Nice. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go take Meg and we'll go see it.
That's cool. I recommend it. If we want to wrap up there, I will say, good job to Central Florida and South Florida for surviving Ian. We came out relatively untouched.
Yeah. I did briefly just want to say, like, last week at the beginning of the episode, I put a note saying, specifically shouts out to Puerto Rico because they generally get hit harder.
Yeah.
And that still kind of applies, but I don't want to undermine what happened in South Florida. A lot of them really did get torn up. Even if they survived, now there's a lot of homes that people don't have, getting washed away with the storm surge.
Yeah.
It was a lot worse than a lot of people ended up thinking it would be, because I think that Florida generally goes pretty unscathed.
Yeah. I don't think the name helped.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck is
I'm not going to get fucked up by a dude named Ian. Like,
yeah.
I'll beat his ass.
Yeah.
Nah, but genuinely, I wanted to at least give more credit and say, like, check on your South Floridians.
My phone's
It's okay. I'll finish it out on audio only. They don't have a visual, but
Yeah.
I just want to say, I hope everybody gets through it safe. And I still want to say, shout out to Puerto Rico. I hope that they're safe too. I hope that they can override some of these barriers that the U.S. has put in the way in the past, that I'll try to dive into some other time. But there's a very nuanced discussion about Puerto Rico's problems with the U.S. kind of being a barrier with all these hurricanes and stuff.
Yeah.
So, shouts out to them. Check on your loved ones, all that. We appreciate y'all for listening if you did make it this far. Sorry that we had such weird
I like how you're
technical
still
issues
doing
at the end.
hand movements to
Hand
the
movements.
camera.
That isn't
That's
turned
not on.
Anyways. I could be doing anything right now.
Yeah.
Devin, what the fuck are you doing?
Dude, why did you just whip out your
Wait.
dick?
Devin, put your pants back on. What the fuck?
Dude, what the fuck?
At least if we're going to be naked, can we kiss?
Oh, why are you pulling up your Reddit account? Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.